Hey friends, on today's episode we're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about how to start a bakery from home. I've got my notes here just in case I forget something. So if you see me looking down, that's why, because I want to make sure that I'm giving you all the information I can. We are going to talk about how to start a bakery from home. That's how I got my start. I had zero experience, zero formal schooling. I was self-taught through the school of hard knocks, which means the hard way. I have outgrown my little kitchen to owning the cutest little bakery in North Alabama, making over 6 figures. If you're watching this video, I know that you have thought about starting your own bakery from home, yet you have no clue how to get started. Well, stay tuned because I'm going to show you how you can get the ball rolling. Welcome. My name is Stephanie Hamley and I am the creator, founder, all the things of Hamley Bake Shoppe. And at the time of this recording, we will be celebrating our 6th birthday. So considering we survived the big C word, I'm pretty proud that we've made it. And to all my customers out there, thank you so much for your love and support. We couldn't have done it without you. Okay, so a little bit about me. I never grew up baking. I never really thought about food. I mean, I like to eat. I wanted to be a teacher, and as a child, I played school way longer than I would like to admit. But needless to say, I never pursued that career. Instead, I did the opposite. I went to school in the dental field. Not a dentist, but a dental assistant. But I loved it, and that's all that matters. I always have been creative, and I always had this nagging gut feeling inside of me that I wanted to do something with that talent. Be my own boss, do my own thing, run my own show. However, I had no clue what my talent was or how to let that creativity flow. When I was pregnant with my daughter over 16 years ago, I decided that I was going to learn how to decorate cakes. I wanted to create those memories for her. I wanted those memories to last her lifetime, and maybe she would always remember all those cakes I did for her. Problem was, I had no clue where to start. So YouTube really wasn't a thing back in 2005. Neither was Instagram or Pinterest. It was literally the dark ages of technology. Just kidding. But there were no outlets for me to be able to, how do I start a bakery? How do I do this? I had to do it on my own. And what did I do? I watched TV. I watched TV shows on Food Network. Some of you might remember Ace of Cakes, Cake Wars, Wedding Cake Challenges. I bought hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of magazines and books, all on cake decorating and cake decorating businesses and all that stuff. Still, I had yet to bake a cake. I knew all the ins and outs, but I had not even baked a cake yet. So then it happened. My husband, in the most lovingly husbandly way he could, told me to stop looking at all those magazines and get in the kitchen and make a cake. I felt attacked, but it was true. I needed to do it. That's what I did. I took a box of Duncan Hines. I mixed it up, baked it, iced it with buttercream frosting, and it looked terrible. It was hideous. Maybe if I could find the picture, I'll post it, but it was awful. So I'm sure you're asking, okay, Steph, how did you go from a terrible looking cake to owning a cute brick and mortar shop making over 6 figures? Well, I just did it. I just started. That's the first step in anything, just start. I took the knowledge and I implemented that the best way I could with the little resources I had, sold to my friends, my family, and that's how I began. Starting a home bakery does have challenges, and I'm here to help you out because, like I said, I didn't have the resources that you have today. I had to start from scratch. It was a painstaking process, and I'm still learning as I go. You never stop learning. But some things to ask yourself before you dive into starting a home business. And the first thing is, what do you love to bake? What are you passionate about that you can monetize? Is there a market for that in your area? Do you have a niche, meaning a space that's all your own? Is there something that differentiates you from everyone else? Is there something that you can do that nobody else is doing that you can make money at? Do you have a good product? Do people rave about your cupcakes or your macarons? Do your items taste good? Have you tested them on your family and friends? They might love them, but are they willing to buy them? If you were to charge them money, would they pay you for it? And we'll talk in a whole nother episode about family and friends, so you stay tuned on that one. So have you thought of a name for your business? Make sure you check your social media, Instagram, Facebook. Have those names been taken? What about if you wanted an actual website? There are ways to find out whether that name is available or not. So that's something that you need to check ahead of time before you start going crazy. And first and foremost, remember to bake what you love. Bake what you're passionate about. And if you don't, you'll end up burning yourself out and you'll be mad at yourself. If you're liking this video so far, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe. All right, so you figured out what you're good at. Now it's time to get legal. And this section is on licensing and permits. What licenses and permits do you need to start a home bakery business? Most home bakers that want to be legit will have to purchase a business license, and that means that you are legal to do business within your state. Having a business license also allows you to apply for a sales tax exemption on the items that you're purchasing for your business. So the sugar, the flour, the eggs, all those things that go into making your products. A business license typically is not expensive. Now I'm speaking from the state of Alabama. I don't know what your state requires. A basic license for Alabama is around $30 depending on what you do. And the renewal is based on your gross income. So it will change as you start doing business. But in the beginning, just a basic license is fairly inexpensive. You may also be required to carry a business privilege license. A BPT, or business privilege tax, in Alabama is a $100 fee every year for the privilege of doing business in this beautiful state. I don't know if I can roll my eyes any further, but that's an eye roll. Some cities also require you to have a license to operate within the city limits. These are all things you can ask your local authorities on. Like I said, every state and county is different. You can always Google business license requirements in whatever state you're in. To do business at home, most states will require you to have a Cottage Law license. I'm pretty sure Cottage Law is available in most of the United States. There probably are a few states that don't allow that yet. What that is a permit to sell your baked goods directly to the consumer or to a farmer's market. Each state and county is different, but there are regulations within the Cottage Law that dictate what items you can and cannot sell to the public. So please make sure you check that out before you get crazy. Make sure you check to see what those regulations are before you invest a ton of money into the products. And you can easily Google search Cottage Law regulations in whatever state you're in. Okay, what about permits? Most cottage laws require you to carry a food handler permit or food service permit. In Alabama, cottage law requires you to take a food safety course or a food handler's course, which can be taken online, and it takes probably about 2 hours, and at the time of this recording is approximately around $20. I have listed some links below. So ServSafe is probably the most nationwide recognized food safety course. So I've attached that link, and you can go in and actually pull down whatever state you live in, and it'll give you the options of what you can take. And all of these are online, so you don't have to go anywhere. Now with me, because I own an actual physical location, I have to take a different test, which is like $200 versus $20, and it's like an 8-hour course, so it's an all-day affair. But usually the ServSafe is good for like 4 to 5 years, so you don't have to do this every year. Unless I could be mistaken. It might be different with the food handler's course, but just check it out. Like I said, I've attached all the links in the description. This section, setting up your kitchen. So you've got your business license, cottage law permit, passed your food handler's course, and paid all your city and county fees. Now it's time to set up your kitchen. Do you have all the tools and supplies you need to make your products? If you're watching this, you probably already know what you like to make, so you probably already have all these things. But if you're watching this and you're like, you know what, I've considered doing this, what are the basic things that I need to start baking. I'm gonna give you a list, and like I said, these are some basic tools that I think you need. Measuring cups and spoons, bowls, a whisk, spatulas, muffin pans and cake pans, cookie sheets or baking sheets, a hand mixer, piping tips, and bags. Some optional tools would be stand mixer. Now those are a lot more pricey, so that's why it's an optional item. And I have digital food scale as optional, but really to me that's a requirement because we do a lot of things in grams versus cups. So that to me is the most consistent way to bake, but definitely optional if you're not, if you're just starting out. All right, next, do you have a clean workspace? You need to take extra precautions when it comes to preparing your treats. You probably already learned this in Food Handlers course, but in case I didn't talk about this, be mindful of your fur babies. That means your kitty cats and your puppy dogs. Those cute cats and dogs have hair everywhere. If you have a pet, you know this. So make sure you wipe down your counters before and after, and I call this your zone. So keep your zone clean as you go. You don't want a potential customer to get your cupcake and there's dog hair in it. That's gonna not be good for repeat business, correct? So just be mindful of that when you're making your items. So you've got your licenses and permits done, you've set up your kitchen, now it's time to start baking and creating your menu. When starting out, and really well beyond that, start off small. You do not need 500 different products. You need one, and one really good one. So if decorated cookies is your thing and that's what you're good at, then do that. Be good at that one thing. Don't take on cakes and macarons, especially if you've never made that before. It is okay to not offer everything under the sun. I repeat, it's okay to not offer everything under the sun. When you say no, you're saying yes to your true talent and to your peace of mind. So if you're liking this video so far, then type in the comments, it's okay to not offer everything under the sun. We're having a therapy session here. So when I first started out, I did custom cookies, custom cake, macaron, chocolate covered strawberries, regular cake, regular cookies. The list literally went on and on. Not only did I have to do all those things, but I had to be good at all those things. I had to have all the stuff to make all those things. That's a lot of pressure to deal with, especially when you're doing it on your own, and it's a lot of unneeded expense. So take my lesson and start small. You can always expand later. All right, so once you figure out what you want to sell, now we need to figure out how much we're going to charge for these items. We will do a complete deep dive on pricing in another video, but we'll just touch on some of the basic points here. Some things you need to factor into your pricing: the cost of your ingredients. How much is the flour, the sugar, the butter, the fondant? What about the packaging? Are you going to put your items in boxes or bags? Do they have labels on them? Don't forget to count your time to prepare the item. You are not working for free. Do not forget yourself in the mix of the cost. What about gas for delivery? Are you delivering these items to people? Are they coming to pick it up? You need to factor all that in. All these things go into how you price your items. Please do not compare your prices to big box stores such as Publix or Walmart, Target. These companies do not make their items in-house. And I might piss some people off by saying that, but they receive their stuff frozen on a truck and then they prepare it, ice it, bake it, whatever, in-house. And that's what they consider homemade. But even if they made everything from scratch, or half of their stuff from scratch, they have the purchasing power to buy such large quantities of items such as flour, eggs, sugar, that they can offer items at an extremely discounted rate. So what might cost them $5 to make might cost you 10, but they're gonna, it's like the math does not equal out. So do not compare your prices to one of those places. I promise that your cookies and your cakes will not only taste 10,000 times better, but it's gonna cost you more money to produce. So don't discount your time and your effort. Once you start offering discounts, it is so hard to raise your prices. I promise, I know, I did it. And in the beginning, you will do the same thing. You will undercharge, I promise. It is just a fact. Maybe because you feel like you should, maybe because you want more orders and you feel like that's the only way that you're going to be able to get business or to get people to buy. Either limited belief you have is wrong. Don't buy into it. You are worth more than that. Packaging, branding, and marketing. Oh my! Okay, so you've got your licenses and permits, paid all your taxes, you've got your kitchen ready, you've got your treats baked and ready to sell. Now you need to market and package them for your customers. Marketing. Stephanie's first rule of marketing. You will find this in 0 books. Take pictures of everything. The first 9 out of 10 things that you make are gonna be horrendous, I'm sure. Not that they won't taste good, but probably will not look that great, and you probably won't take good pictures of them. So here's my little tip. Always try to take pictures in natural light, preferably by a window. With the proper lighting and proper placement, you can make something that doesn't look that great into something that does. Avoid dark areas in your home, and do not take pictures at night when it's dark. Do not use your flash because it does not look good. Does it? It does not look good. I'm telling you this right now. Do not use your flash. Do not put your items in a dark room and take a picture of it and then post it online, because only your mother is gonna, oh honey, it looks so great. It won't sell. I'm probably touching on some feelings over here, but anyway, there are several inexpensive ways to create a backdrop, and we'll go into that in another video. But main takeaway from that, a window in the daytime, best lighting, use that, take that, and then post it. So maybe you took your picture and you're like, oh, okay, you know, it looks okay, but it's not Instagram worthy. Put it on there anyway, just do it. Just put it on there. Put it on Instagram and Facebook. Show the process of you making it. People love that stuff. They love watching how things are being made. And as you grow and as you get better, you can always take those pictures down later. As you take pictures, you'll get better and better. As you start making these items, you'll get better and better. And not only the people that are following you will see those things and they're like, oh, look, that's so pretty, that's so good. I want to buy that. How do I order? Remember, progress over perfection. Just do it. Just put it out there. All right, so if you're still with me, if you've been holding on, write in the comments, progress over perfection, therapy 101. Do you have a website? There's so many ways to put your stuff out online that it will make your head spin. One of the many free sites is Square. Setting up a basic account on Square is free. However, they will charge you a percentage of what you make. So make sure you consider that into your pricing. And of course, there's always tiers to everything. So keep that in mind as you're, if like you want to send invoices or things like that. Basically, just to get your picture and someone to click and buy, Square is a great way to do that. Wix is another great site for making a website. That's who I use. This is not sponsored by Wix, but Wix, if you're out there, I'm here. Anyway, there are tiered pricing plans. So if that's what you want to do in Wix, you just make sure you look at the different options. E-commerce is probably one of the highest tiers. So if you're starting out in the beginning, I probably wouldn't do that. And you can always integrate your Square site into Wix. So there's always a way around the system. Okay, packaging. How do you want to package your items? What do you want to convey to your customer with your package? How much do you want to invest? Do you want cute boxes and bags? There's always a cost, so always keep that in mind when pricing your items. There are inexpensive ways to brand your items. If you want a custom logo on a box or a bag, keep that in mind when ordering, because if you want to get like a discounted rate when making a purchase, you might have to order 1,000+ units. That's a lot of boxes. So one thing we do at our shop to cut on costs is I purchased a rubber stamp with our logo, and we just stamp our boxes and our bags. Now there is time involved in actually stamping the boxes. To me, it outweighs the cost of having to purchase 1,000+ units. Plus, where are we gonna put all that stuff? We have no room as it is, let alone 1,000 boxes and 1,000 bags and 1,000 cups. It's just, we just don't have the space. Plus, what if you decide that you want to change your logo? Now you've got 50,000 boxes that you've got to get rid of. So just keep that in mind when you're starting out. And then I've listed some websites below on websites for packaging and for the rubber stamp. What about labels? If you are working under the Cottage Law, you will need to have labels on your items stating that you are working under the Cottage Law. So check with your local authorities on exactly what you need to put on your labels, but here's an example of what you need to put on a label for like a chocolate chip cookie in Alabama. So this is the name of the producer, which would be you, the address or the P.O. box, and then the item, which is the chocolate chip cookies, and then you list out the ingredients. So you list out the ingredients for the flour, butter, chocolate chips, sugar, the eggs, whatever. You list all those ingredients and then put this product may contain allergens, and this is not inspected by the health department. Again, I can only speak for Alabama. I do not know what your state requires, so just make sure you look that up in the Google search. Okay, what about logo labels and stickers? These are all the things that are super cute but aren't a necessity when you first start out. Don't stress about having everything 100% when you first start. Remember, start small and grow from there. You can always incorporate that as you grow and start making money. So if a cute logo sticker costs you X number of dollars, how many cakes or cookies do you need to sell in order to purchase that? We're doing math. We're hitting the algebra equations. There are inexpensive ways to do this without having to buy in bulk, especially when you first start out. You can go to Avery.com. You can purchase the labels probably from like Staples, Walmart, and then you can go online and enter that number into the computer or into their website, and you can actually design your label right there. So it's easy, and then you're not spending tons and tons of money, or if you decide you want to change something, or if you have several different cookie flavors, then you can change that up easily without having to buy each label for each cookie. All right. If you're liking this video so far, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. Branding. Branding is multifaceted. Some people know exactly what they want their brand to be, and some have no clue. A strong personal brand is cohesive, clear, consistent, and aims to serve a specific audience. A personal brand is important for you because it's the best way to share your authentic message and attract your specific tribe. Your brand is what distinguishes you from your competitors. One of the biggest mistakes you can make as you build a personal brand is trying to appeal to everyone. In reality, not everyone is your ideal client. In order to attract your perfect client, you must be willing to say no to those that you don't want to work with. This means identifying a specific target audience and building a brand that's attractive to them. So remember when I was saying about decorated cookies is your thing and you've never made cakes and macarons? Don't do it. That's this. Don't say yes to those people that want those items, because that's not in your wheelhouse. It may seem counterintuitive, but if you try to be liked by everyone, you will attract no one. You must be polarizing in order to stand out. Not everyone that is exposed to you or sees your message will like you or resonate with you, and that's okay. You do not need to reach everyone to build a successful business. You just need to reach your perfect clients. So identify what makes you and your products unique. Is your brand clear to understand to your target audience? What does your brand describe? Have you narrowed down what you want to be great at? Which platform works best for you and your target audience? If your target audience is 20-year-old females, then Facebook is probably not the place where you're gonna find them. That's gonna be TikTok or Instagram. So think about that when you're trying to promote your products, when you're trying to reach out and create your tribe. All right, now it's time to get started. I realize this might be extremely overwhelming, and in the beginning it does feel that way, but the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. So take it slow. I've created a free PDF with the list so you can check things off. We will go into more depth of each one of these topics so you have a clearer understanding of what you need to do. Just remember the Nike motto, just do it. Just get started. You don't have to have everything figured out on day one. If you're watching this, you probably already have an idea of what you want to do and why you want to do it. You just might be overwhelmed with the how-to part. So I hope this video helps clear some confusion and makes you feel confident to start your own business. I love you all, and if you have any questions, please comment below. If there's something I didn't cover that you want more information on, please also let me know. If you like this video, please smash the thumbs up button, give us a like and subscribe, hit that bell to be notified of our next video that comes out. See you next time.